I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Don't feel when people are looking at me.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV's the Uncensored Match Build Up show ahead of Liverpool's game against Aston Villa at Anfield in the late kickoff on Sunday?
Saturday.
Five. Yeah. Piss. Oh well. Let's write that day off.
That's exactly what your dad said before. Saturday night done.
Saturday night off.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do? Interestingly though, if you watch Liverpool games in the far-flung reach of the country, I was interested to know, do you prefer later kickoffs or the earlier kickoffs work out better for you? I can never.
It really depends.
Exactly. Well, let me know in the comment section where you're watching the game from, and whether you actually prefer it to be a 5:30.
If you're in the States, are probably really nice midday kickoff or something, 12:30 in the afternoon.
There you go. There's as an example. Okay. Anyway, let's get down to the game. Chris, Aston Villa, we've discussed already on the final word, so we were talking about the Stoke game. We're saying how Liverpool seems to be getting better this season. We've coped a lot better with the teams that really took us to the cleaners or gave us real problems last year. On the whole, we've done a lot better this time around. Aston Villa at home at Anfield as well is almost the last of those games to a certain extent. Obviously, Christian Benteke essentially taught us a new arsehole at Anfield.
We definitely got Benteke. That's for sure.
Yeah, like that.
Good charity show.
So, what are your thoughts on this? Is this a real opportunity for us to sort of put those sort of demons of last season to bed?
I think we've already done it. I don't think our squad will be thinking about it now. And I think that's right. I think we've showed enough character this season and enough self-belief to not let it matter to us anymore. I think, especially at Anfield, we have made just massive strides at Anfield, haven't we, this season? Just the amount of goals we're scoring and stuff like that. And I think we can continue that against Aston Villa. I still think we'll concede because we do every fucking game, don't we?
Standard. Yeah.
Standard. What's a subscriber show?
Subscribers,
you know
me.
You know. So yeah, answer to your question, I don't think we'll be thinking about it.
Really? Okay. Anyone care to disagree?
I think Rodgers will be thinking about it because they are a better side away than they are at home.
Yeah.
And they're better away because they hit you on the break so well and so fast. And they showed at Anfield that they could be lethal in that respect. Whether Benteke is playing well or not, they can still do that.
I mean, you got a goal. You got a goal on Monday.
You got a goal last night, yeah, and it was a good goal.
You mean 3 nights ago?
Don't date the show.
Free record. This is live, Defo. No, which is a little worry because he's been in dreadful form this season by all accounts.
Is that broken for him?
You do worry with centre forwards in that vein, though, don't you? Nobody that confidence players on the whole. If he gets one, there's a worry he could get a little glut of goals.
Exactly. I'd have rather him have gone into this game having not scored. You know what I mean? He is really their team. They're not very good. They're not a great side, and they've had a few injuries as well at the back. We're going to concede, so let's all just accept that at some point during this match Benteke is going to score, but we're going to score 5 or 6 down the other end, and it'll be 5 or 6-1. That's kind of how I approach games at Anfield against teams who aren't in the top 4 or 5 now.
What, Football Manager?
Yeah. Oh no, just in my head for Liverpool, and that it's backing up Chris's point, because last year you never had that, but on the basis of the end of last season where we dicked a few teams, and then this year we literally put teams to the sword. There's only one team in the league who puts teams to the sword more at home, being City. And we're more of a work in progress than them. But literally I love that ruthlessness about us at the moment, where we will just go for 4 or 5. I can see that being one. I can see it should point to this being one of those games where we do attack. It's all about whether we get complacent. Is complacency coming in?
Villa's away form's as good as ours. In fact, it's exactly the same, I think.
Yeah.
So they're reasonable away from home, even this season when they're having a very poor season. Mm-hmm. So they are going to be dangerous, but hopefully our home form is so good that we will not be as stupid as we were last year, because they didn't actually outplay us last year until they scored, and then we seemed to go to pieces.
Yeah, I mean that was it. It was one of those. We got bullied, didn't we? Christian Benteke totally and utterly bullied our defence, and as we say, I'd like to think that we've grown from that.
I watched the game against Arsenal, and he did put himself around quite a lot without any great success early on. It was only must have been about 15 minutes from the end, and he scored. And then they put Arsenal under a lot of pressure, and he did give Arsenal a lot of problems, physically give them problems, so he's still got that in his game,
Well, this is it. I mean, you can't afford to switch off against players like that, can you, Chris? I mean, it depends. I mean, for you, from a centre-back pairing perspective, we know Sakho's going to be fit and available for this game. Did Toure and Skrtel work for you against Stoke enough that they deserve to be included again, or is that the last we've seen of them as a partnership for the time being?
I think we played those two because we had no left-sided centre-back, didn't we? I think Skrtel is never going to be a long-term solution for left centre-back for Liverpool Football Club. I think Sakho's got to go back in.
Yeah.
As far as who he plays with, I thought Toure was brilliant the other night. I thought he did really well against a tall man, albeit Crouch did pull off him for his header goal.
Yeah,
quite easily.
Crouch made him look like a dope, didn't he?
But apart from that, I thought he won loads of headers.
But is that good enough though? Having to have the qualification.
He was at fault for 2 goals, but apart from that, he was all right.
I don't think he was at fault for 2 goals. I think we discussed before that 2 goals were down to the midfield.
Yeah. Okay.
So
don't skip Colo, lads.
I don't think he had the greatest of games, but he was okay. But I'm still not comfortable with those two as our centre backs together. One of them okay, but not both of them.
The big question therefore is it if Sakho's more than likely going to come back in at the back? Is that who's he partnered by? Which of those two did enough to warrant keeping the place? Skrtel looks like on this season. Like he's our number 1 centre-back, and he's backed up by whoever we can find fit to put alongside him. But Kolo Toure, as you said there, based on your analysis of it, Kolo Toure was the better of the two, and therefore deserves to.
No, I don't think Kolo Toure is better than Skrtel. I just don't think Skrtel's a left-sided centre-back.
Okay, but yeah, okay, sounds.
Skrtel's all right side. And he's played well the last few games. Sakho's left side.
Yeah, so Sakho's
So Skrtel would go to the right.
Yeah. So I think personally, my reading of it is I'd be a lot more confident if the team sheet come through Sakho, Skrtel, or than Skrtel Toure.
I think it's either
Sakho
Toure or Sakho Skrtel, and for me it'd be Skrtel.
Personally, I mean, I don't know how everyone here and people watching at home think. I'm dying to see Sakho and Toure's partnership. I want to see. I think we've seen everything else apart from Sakho and Age, which is clearly never going to happen because of the left-handed racism going on in football. Lefties of the world unite. But I'm quite interested to see if they can form a partnership. And when we're playing against the big lad, I quite like. I think Toure's done a good job against a lot of the big fellas we've come against this season.
Just changing the centre backs week in, week out.
But we've got but on that,
should then you'd be changing them, just almost for the sake of it, because they've never played together before. Go back to someone that has.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be discussing the sort of centre back and the back four and how we go about finding a solid back four on the Reds News Roundup show, which is on the redmentv.com this week, so do check that out. It promises
Rogers will have to use his wild card, I think.
Yeah. Start again, etch-a-sketchy at the back, keep the front, but just change
you
all
can
the
just
back.
see sat there in his Bellwood office, and there's the waste paper bin with just loads of balls of paper all around. There's no, can't get another one. Martin Kelly, no, I hadn't even considered Martin Kelly. There we go. He actually mentioned for the first time I've ever heard anyone refer to Martin Kelly as an option at centre back. He did that last week as well, didn't he? We've got him there for that.
Well, he did drop in at centre back the other week, didn't he?
He did, yeah, and I did quite a good job as well. Okay, trivia question time. We've got Dave back in the room with us, so prepare. Excellent. It's not a succinct question. Once again, let's see how we get on.
Did you watch last week, Dave?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Just having a chat.
Trivia question of the week then. Aston Villa have visited Anfield a crazy 88 times in the league in total, including the whole first division. Thanks, Dave. Liverpool winning 54, drawing 18 and losing 16 of those games. What's the total goal difference between the clubs in this fixture? What's the total goal difference? Just clarify that. What's the total goals scored and minus goals conceded?
Yes.
For both sides put together Give me a number.
So, we've got to get... It's not a score. It's not like 88, 87.
Yeah.
It's goal difference.
What's the difference between them? So
that'd be 1.
88, 87, that'd be +1.
To Liverpool.
Yeah.
But just in general, what is the total? So count what you...
6, Dave.
Count all the goals Liverpool have scored, all the goals Villa have scored.
Or they've conceded.
Yeah.
Deduct them.
Well, that's technically the same, isn't it? Like, but Liverpool goals scored the goal, Aston Villa have conceded, but that's fine.
By 2.
Just guess a number, basically.
Basically guess a number and put it in the comments section underneath. And if you get it right, give yourself a big fucking pat on the back. There we go. Right, we'll have the answer to that question, which I'm sure you'll all be waiting for with bated breath at the end of the show. Okay,
we need to get it more like an ITV quiz, Dave. You need to say something like, right, Liverpool have played Aston Villa 88 times. Liverpool have won 80. How many have Villa won? With 2 draws. Something dead easy. No, you need to fill that comment section.
A is 8. B
what
is Duck.
What is
C is John Fashanu.
Yeah, exactly. What is Aston Villa's nickname? Is it the Villains? Is it the Marching Men? Or is it
Cardiff?
Liverpool? Yeah, exactly. Fucking, yeah. No. Anyway, and then we'd have a premium rate, and we'd all be retire early on that later. We'd let Richard and Judy.
That's what you get for all that effort, Dave. By the way.
Welcome back, Dave.
Oh, no, thanks, Dave. Where do we go from there? To Liverpool's forward line, Chris. Daniel Sturridge fit back on the goal trail as well, which is good to see. Does he go straight back into the starting 11?
Yes.
In place of
Coutinho.
Said by 2 men, Adam Haynes and Alistair Mann, apparently. Seriously?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's nice time to take Coutinho out the spotlight, because I don't think the media have actually got onto the fact that he's not actually playing that well. So I think if you take him out now, you hopefully rebuild his confidence a little bit. Sterling's still playing well. He's playing well because he's having a number of games. Suarez, you don't drop him. So yeah, that's who he comes in for.
Yeah. Is that maybe a little bit harsh or bit on Coutinho? I mean, it's not that he's playing badly, is it? It's just that I think the amount, just based on, he's had I can't even describe it as a glut of chances in recent weeks, that if he'd been maybe on better form, or maybe if he was just a better player, if people would maybe think that way, he would have a lot more goals on the board, and we would probably not be questioning his inclusion in the team.
Yes to all of that. No, exactly. It's that. If Coutinho's young, we've got to remember that, and he's not Suarez level. If you're saying if we had someone who was the calibre of Suarez, which fucking hell, who would that be in the world? In Coutinho's positions, would we have won more points, or would we have looked better? Yeah, we would have. But obviously, of course, we would have. Coutinho's not been bad. He's not, but he's missed chances that we've seen him score, which indicates that he's in a bad run of form. And it's general all-round play. He's given the ball away a lot more than he used to. I'm not arsed about him. Well, actually, I am, because obviously I wanted to win the games. I'm not very arsed about him missing chances, because his main role in the team is not to score those chances. It's to help create goals for Suarez and other players.
But surely if he's playing in those attacking positions,
he should be getting more goals than he has been.
If he has the chances, he should stick them away. I mean, I think we should get away from this notion that if someone is left out the side, it's because they're in a terrible run of form and they're no good. And it's judgmental, rather than saying, well, we've played a lot of games, he probably needs a rest, there's an opportunity to give him a rest. We don't want to leave Sterling out because he's only just come in the side and he's doing well now, he's getting a run of games. If Sturridge is fit enough to play again, and you never know, he may have a bit of a reaction or whatever, but let's hope he's fit enough to start, then fine. Coutinho's a good enough person to leave out and give a rest to, and it should be on that basis. He's having a rest, he's not being judged as having done well enough.
I fully agree with that. I think that had Coutinho been in slightly better form up to that point, but I do think that it's a case that he does need to be.
And it may well be that he's played a lot of games and he's not used to it. He's still only 20, isn't he?
Yeah.
But give him a rest by all means. But I would think he's been a very much a success in the last year for us, and I fully expect him to be back in the side fairly quickly.
I think at the minute if you had to take someone out for Sturridge, it's the easy decision at the minute, isn't it? I think the good problem to have is the old cliche is that if Coutinho's playing well and Sterling's playing well and Sturridge is playing well and Suarez is playing well, who are your three that start? And we're not at that position just yet, but there exists a possibility, Chris, that if you get Coutinho gets a rest and comes back, we could well have that problem sooner rather than later.
I think you've also got to take into account the defensive work that's being done by them. I think not only is Sterling excelling going forwards over Coutinho, he's actually excelling defending.
Yeah.
And Coutinho's left
That's right back at the club.
Coutinho's left Sissoko under a lot of pressure the last few weeks for not tracking back.
Yeah.
I think you've got to take note of that as well.
I think you've got to remember as well, though, we look at what happened last year when Sterling came in and played a lot of games. His form nosedived really badly, didn't it? Because he was left in the side too long. And it may well be that we'll have a better Coutinho if he's left out for a few games. Definitely. And we also have to be mindful that maybe Sterling will need to be left out the side a little bit further down the line as well. You know, and that's looking after your players and getting the best out of them.
Yeah, well,
we've not seen that. We've not even seen. He's not been dropped yet, has he? He's been injured, so he's been out of the team through injury. So in his Liverpool career, as short as it is, we've not actually seen how he reacts to it. And it might be exactly what he needs. You know, it might just be take him out the limelight a little bit, get him out the pressure off. He gets a bit of a rest, and then or he reacts in a positive way because he's so pissed off that he's dropped. That when he gets his chance, and we ain't got the biggest squad. So I fully expect him, if Sturridge starts, I'd have him in for Coutinho to be on the bench. And if it's not going great, which I hope it is, but he will be the first name that gets pulled off the bench to try and change it. If he's been dropped, hopefully he really thinks I've got to up my game here and comes on and does really well.
Yeah,
definitely. And then the cup game's coming up relatively soon, so you'd imagine that if you'd say he gets dropped for 2 or 3 games, he'll probably start the cup game, which could be a chance for him to really get a good run and get the goals in that one and start hitting the ground again.
On the subject of attackers, Aston Villa confirmed Grant Holt joined on loan.
Yeah, from Wigan.
I mean, it seems a borderline mental decision, doesn't it? Look, basically, what Chris has been warned not to Ian Marshall this situation, as we refer to it in our family. Don't ever skit a centre forward for his ability level or what have you before a game when you have to play them. I'm not going to go there. But that Grant Holt for me, I mean, I'm almost worried because we shouldn't be worried. You know what I mean? He's not been in great form for 2 years. You know, he's a big lad.
He's a Lambert guy, isn't he?
But Lambert had him at Norwich.
Yeah,
he got him promoted. Yeah, he got promoted with him. He knows him.
But he scored something like two goals in basically 20 appearances in the Championship this season. It seems
Benteke scored one.
I suppose, yeah.
1 in 20 in the Premier League.
But it seems a bit. I mean,
they've got no money.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They've got no money, Villa. So he's bringing someone in who's obviously Wigan have sacked.
The other thing is, of course, that team he's got are really young and with very little experience. So to bring in someone with experience, can't do them any harm.
It's funny because I thought they were going to kick on this season though because of that last season, because they were young and they fought through it, and you're thinking, we've been through the sort of war now.
My understanding of it, and I've watched them a couple of times recently. I watched them away at Sunderland, and they played really well. They pressed high up the pitch. They used their pace, and against Arsenal last night, they sat back, and then they were in two minds because they're at home and they're crowded on their back as they're defending. So they're trying to attack and they just don't know how to play it. They haven't got a clue.
I know someone who's a Villa fan who's not happy at all with them, and he said they have one tactic, and that tactic is everyone gets the ball to Baker, who's the centre half, and he hoops it upfield.
And of course last night he got carried off after 20 minutes.
And they hoof that as far as that he can get it to the opposition half. And because you've got a Bongo, Benteke and Wyman who are fast, they run at the ball. Every
ball was high to Benteke last night.
It's interesting because that Grant Holt just spells that out pretty clearly, doesn't it? You've got Benteke, they've got Kojak as well, who's 12 foot tall, and now Holt's just getting beefy, not necessarily massively mobile target. Benteke, I'll qualify that with you. I've actually got some decent pace as well, but it tells exactly how they're looking to play football.
We've got Agbon Lahore and Delph as well, who's tricky but a bit ineffective. But they're the kind of guys who will come into their own in away performances when they're hoping to use pace. And
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because everyone said Aston Villa having a poor season, yet, I mean, 11th in the Premier League.
I called them out for top 10, and I still think they'll get top 10.
they've got 15 points away from home, which is what we've got. And that's got them up the table.
Yeah. It's a strange one, as you say. I think... we've had this run of games, and everyone was talking about once we got through City and Chelsea that we had a relatively winnable bunch of games, and yet obviously we went to Stoke where we've not won in the Premier League. Obviously we got the result great. Aston Villa did a real number on us at Anfield last season. We've had some great results against Villa at Anfield, and we've had some equally shocking results against them. I don't think this is anywhere near as cut and dry as we sort of hope it would be, because this is another one of those games though. It's a pretty decent test, and it's another test of where Liverpool are and where we want to be in the league this season.
Yeah, I think we overthink every opponent every week, because it's what we do. We look at past histories and 20
It would
games.
also be the shittest show ever. How do you think it would be? Good, bad, score 2-1. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Subscribe. We'll be doing 5 minutes on the subscriber show this week. Yeah, go on.
But we do, and it's natural, isn't it, to do that. Every fucking game's going to be a test.
I think this whole season's like that, though. I'm on edge about the whole season because we're so close.
But that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what football's all about. That's what it used to be like but it used to be, are we going to win the title or are we going to come second? Now it's, are we going to be in the top 4? And it's really quite close. And of course the big game is the Derby game coming up next after Villa. And you want to go into that on the back of wins, don't you?
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's the cup game before the Derby,
Yeah.
the Saturday before the Tuesday.
Yeah, no, not directly before the week before.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh
unforgivable.
no, actually, maybe it is. No, it's the 20. Oh, bollocks. There we go. Have a think. Let me know. Comments.
ADR.
28.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
ADR all
Saturday
that
before
in.
the Tuesday.
Yes, but yes,
Because it's a 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday, isn't it?
Correct.
But that's the season's unforgiving this year, isn't it? Because there's that many teams who are that close.
Well, as you said, we'd have been 6th in the table if we hadn't won against.
Apparently it's the first time ever that many teams have had 40 odd points in the top 4 in a Premier League season.
That's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
Just our luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 1 year we do it right.
My only fear, and this is a strange fear to have, considering there's some players we've had in the teams in years gone by. My big fear with Brendan Rodgers and the way we line up now is that now we've got Daniel Sturridge fit, is he will suffer some sort of attacking hubris and basically throw all 4 of Coutinho, Sterling, Suarez and Sturridge on straight off the bat. And as I say, it's a strange fear to have, isn't it, that you can put your 4 best attacking players on the pitch at one time.
It depends how they line up, because I can see a place for that.
Well, he leaves Lucas out.
That's it, yeah.
You know.
If he does what every Liverpool fan past the last, going back to when Rafa was there, a lot of Liverpool fans and a lot of people, myself included, have gone, why when we're at home do we need to play with 2 holding mids? The Lucas and Mascherano days, progressed that forward, the dodgy years when Poulsen was in there. But ultimately, if we're going to say, look, we're better than these, I know they're in the 11th in the league, but that points difference is big. We're brilliant at home, and he goes, actually, let's pull Lucas out of the firing line, or Gerrard or whatever, and he lines up with a holding mid. Coutinho was one of the 2 in the mid, and then the three S's up front. I want to see her at some point. At some point when you're getting really brave, you might.
That sounds like an excuse to get them all pasted at Anfield, to be honest.
At the start of the season, when Henderson was doing the running for the whole midfield, if you play Coutinho with him, he'll be doing it again. Like.
Yeah, I think we saw it a little bit last season, didn't we? We tried that. It was essentially 4-2-4 we were playing, and it didn't
I think we've got to remember as well that we've got very dodgy fullbacks at the moment as well, and we need midfield players who are going to help out defensively. So,
like I said, and I think in an ideal situation we might actually just be able to have some strength on the bench. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Have some good players on the bench for a change, rather than trying to get them all in the team.
That being said, then, is there any chance that we'll go 3 at the back?
Only if Rodgers is really, really pissed off with Sissoko and Johnson. But I don't think it's the right move either. I think the way that we're playing now, we're attacking really well. I think
he's going to stick with that deep line midfield role between the 2 centre backs, isn't he?
Yeah, for Gerrard.
Now he started it.
Yeah, I think it's starting to work. I could understand it. I mean, if they decide to play 2 up front, which I don't think they will, You know, I think, and the amount of big men they've got, I think it's an option. I think it might be an option if we want to try and hold on with 20 minutes to go or something. We could throw another centre half on the pitch to sort of shore it up. But I don't know. I wouldn't imagine a change of formation.
Scared in the Gerrard role.
Okay, let us know your thoughts on that. I think Liverpool should line up. Is Philip Coutinho the man you would drop for Daniel Sturridge? Would you leave Daniel Sturridge on the bench instead? Would you drop Sterling? Would you drop Suarez? Are you on crack, for example? Let me know in the comments section underneath. Right, trivia answer time, which I'm sure you've literally still been holding your breath for this entire time. We should find it, and basically, if you haven't had a chance to guess a number yet, then we'll give you a couple of seconds. What's the total goal difference between Liverpool and Aston Villa in all the times they've played at Anfield?
43.
21 to Liverpool.
20.
It's not. No, it's a total. It's a total goal difference.
Oh, just a total goal difference overall.
No, that's not the question. Have you?
No,
That's a great length.
it was complex, wasn't it?
What was written down?
Sorry, what was yours?
156.
Yeah.
71.
Tom?
120.
Dave knows the answer. Do you remember the answer?
100.
Oh, exactly 100 is the goal difference. And for those of you who
109.
100, yeah, close, but no cigar. For those of you interested in knowing how that came about, there's been a grand total of 196 goals scored. And therefore, Chris?
I'm going to listen to the answer. 96.
Yes! Yes! The powers of listening and minusing. Anyway, so yeah, if you got that right, you're clearly some
That
sort
could
of
have been
math
the question, couldn't it?
savant.
What's the difference between 196 and 96?
There you go.
Yes.
Old City Tigers would have been the
Welcome
answer.
to the welcome to Red Math TV. Yeah. Okay, quickly before we wrap up, then score predictions. Dad, what do you think the score's going to be?
3-1.
Okay, Aubrey.
4-1.
Yeah, that's it. It's 4-1. What are you having? Can of Coke?
Can of Coke and a double decker? No, not can of Coke. Can of Fanta and a double decker.
I'm going Cherry Coke and a double decker, which means 4-1.
4-1. That generally is what it means. But you know what? Let's just switch it up and go for 2-0. Because we've had a few of them recently and we haven't had any before that.
You're not going to buy a can and a chocolate bar?
No, but
so we only scored 2 when one of us isn't there.
That's a good point. Maybe one of us will get ill before the game.
No, not me again.
Anyway, let me know your score predictions in the comment section. Again, how we should line up, etc., etc. We're going to do a lot more Liverpool chat in a lot more of an extended format on the redmentv.com. So if you like what we're doing here and you want more of it, go and check it out. It's free for the month. If you don't like what we're doing and you don't want more of it, then you don't have to. That's just the beauty of the choice of the internet. There's plenty more things to occupy your attention. As I said, it's free for the month, and then it's just £2 after that, which Chris
has lost down the side of this couch.
Yeah, don't put your hands down the side of the couch. They were second-hand couches. I can't attest from where they were before the studio. Anyway, thanks very much for watching.
I know where they were.
There's probably
seen it on pornhub.com.
No, it's the black coat, isn't it? It's for the old ones. These
wear black.
Bulky bottoms. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much if you subscribe when you subscribe. If you don't, we like you too. Just subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Anyway, yeah, good night. Ta-ra.